All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the weekly eBay watch list review. Here are cards I was watching, and here's what happened. And we're going to jump right in, guys. This 2022 Cup Patrick Roy limited logos out of 10. This is a great card. He's pictured with the Habs. The patch is a Habs patch, Montreal Canadiens patch. Seller was asking 900 USD, which I thought was actually really fair as it was. We can see what it ends up selling for, and it sells for 900 USD. Somebody hit the buy it now. Very smart. The only issue I have with this card is that the serial number is pretty high up. So it didn't leave a lot of room for Patrick Roy to sign. If that serial number was lower down, this card would have been a lot better. Nonetheless, a beautiful, beautiful card. I was watching this Connor Bedard SPX Hollow View rookie year, numbered 50 of 50. These are cool cards, guys. Seller was asking 1,499 Canadian. I thought to myself, that seems like a lot of money for the card, even though it's Bedard. So I look in Card Ladder to see what's happened. Well, that one didn't sell. The only one that Card Ladder has as sold was this one back on July 15th for $305. Seller's asking 1,500 Canadian. We see one sells for 305 US, call it 400 Canadian. I don't know what happened, but the seller has basically taken it down. It's no longer available. Maybe they were able to sell it for what was eventually became a reasonable price. We do not know. Next up, some more Patrice Bergeron. Savage Cards has been selling lots of Bergerons. Here's the 07 limited logos, numbered out of 50. Beautiful card, beautiful autograph, beautiful patch. Does 712 Canadian. Seems right to me. Here's his signature patch from 06, 07. We've seen this card before. This might be a relist. Does 167 Canadian. Also seems right to me. And here's his first year Cup signature patch with a nice patch, a nice auto. Does 335 Canadian. That might seem a little bit low to me, but still great buy for whoever got it. Here's a 2008 limited logo Bergeron. Does 522. Great card, great patch, great auto. And then there's this guy. So this one, Savage had sold for 687 Canadian, and it looks like it was relisted. So I don't know what happened. So I looked into it. Let's look at the bidding. 687 Canadian, high bidder was 1,694 feedback. Must not have paid. I don't know what happened. That's a good feedback rating. Anyway, they don't pay for it. It gets relisted, and it ends up right now on eBay for 405 Canadian. So the original sale got to 687 with a non-paying bidder, I suppose. Now we're at 405. It ends this Sunday. 7 o'clock p.m. my time. That's about 9 o'clock Eastern. It's a beautiful card. My favorite year of limited logos design-wise, actually. And we'll see what it sells for. Hopefully we'll report back next week. This is cool. This, Upper Deck, first they released printing plates just with a thin metal. Then they framed them in cards and released them that way. Then they added autographs, and now they've added patches and autographs. This is a Connor McDavid from 2021. It's really a nice looking card. I love the 3-color patch there. The auto is very nice. Great patch. Does 2213 Canadian. Pretty cool card right there. Following up with another printing plate. So here's what they did back in 2016. No patch, no auto, but it's a rookie year. Austin Matthews printing plate does $700 Canadian. Seems right to me. I love this card, guys. Gosh, I wish I was in on the action. Dual signature patch from 2013, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux. Doesn't get any better than that. Does 4,617. I want to copy that. 15 of them to go around. But look at the patches. The Gretzky patch is awesome. The Lemieux patch, you get 2 colors. Very nice. Congrats to the new owner of that card. The next couple cards were offered by a guy who used to be local to me. I know him pretty well, Sean. He had this beautiful Yzerman 2014 Cup patch auto, number 10 of 10. Look at that patch. Just phenomenal. Yzerman's got one of the best autos in the hobby. He was asking 19.19 Canadian because Yzerman's number is 19, but no longer available. I don't know what happened to it. I'm curious. I might reach out and ask him if he still has it available, if he sold it privately. He also did the same thing here with this Sidney Crosby gold patch from 2015. Another beautiful card. I just love these. He was asking 2,500 on that one, but he must have sold privately or changed his mind on the sale. I know the guy's a good guy. I don't know what happened, but a couple beautiful cards that I was watching on eBay last week. Same with this one here, a different seller, but this is Stick and Move from 2020, the Cup, Mario Lemieux. It's the 1-of-1 version with a nice stick piece right there, a beautiful Oli Lefsa, as our friends from the Gong Show call it. Nice Lemieux autograph right there. They were asking $7,500 Canadian. There was an error in the listing, which is just, really translates to change my mind or sold privately. But anyway, we don't know what happened. Maybe we'll see later. Great card. Small feedback. Don't know what the story is there. I'll keep an eye on that card if it appears again. ComC sold this Jonathan Taves limited logos from 2021, a non-auto limited logos out of 25, 202 US, 273 Canadian. Nice card. Taves still does get hobby love. And then here's one that we were talking about last week, guys. So last week, this card was on sale for 7,000 Canadian. I guess they reduced the price mid-auction to 6,000 Canadian, and they accepted a best offer. I did my research, went to Card Ladder to see what it sold for. Sold for $39.79 US, which translates to about 5,500 Canadian. So $5,500 Canadian on a $6,000 ask. That's a pretty reasonable offer and a pretty reasonable acceptance, I would say. An amazing card, and just congrats to the owner. What a great piece that is. This Dominic Hasek, I like watching Hasek cards. To me, he's the best goalie of all time. 2022 exquisite endorsement gold patch auto, 10 copies produced. I like that it's Red Wings and the patch looks like it could be Red Wings. That must be I think that's pad of some sort, whether it's his pads on his legs or if it's from a glove or a trapper, I'm not sure. Seller's asking 700 US, and I was surprised to see that they accepted 330 USD on a $700 ask. Interesting to see TK Cards willing to take some offers there. 330 USD seems like a really good deal to me on that card. Hasek exquisite out of 10. All right, next up, George Vezina C57. Now, the C57s are the toughest of the three C-Series sets, C56, C55, and C57 in that order. This is the most important card in the C57 set, the George Vezina, and this is a PSA 2. And it's not the nicest PSA 2. It sells on bids, 42 bids for $34.75 US, $46.83 Canadian. And look at the card. The centering is terrible. It's got horrible tilt. Look at that border down there. It gets a lot wider as you come up. Big crease right through there. Staining, which is okay. It's got sexy corners. I'll give it that. But it's not a very nice 2, in my opinion. The back. And when I say that, listen, it doesn't seem to have much paper loss, if any at all. But that centering, I just do not like. Sells for $34.75. Interestingly enough, another copy that was held by AJ Vezina, and this seller has been selling Vezina cards on eBay for decades, and this card was listed there for a long time at $39.50. Also a 2, but in my opinion, a nicer 2. Look at the centering on this. Sexy cards, has a crease coming into his hairline. So, you got to, but as Josh Madigan of the Gong Show says, it's a game of trade-offs. And this one, you would be trading off the crease for the centering. I'd prefer this copy myself. In any event, AJ Vezina, who may or may not be related to the original Vezina. This guy lives in Florida. I bought off him years ago. Anyway, he ended it early. I have a feeling he sold it after the underbidder. Maybe the underbidder on this one decided to go after this one. It's a nicer copy anyway, in my opinion. All right, continuing along, Steven Stamkos 2021, the Cup gold patch out of 8. We know I love these cards. 125 US. Sold it or delisted it. I don't know why, but I'm guessing sold privately or maybe sold it at a show. Who knows? In any event, I'd love to add a copy of that to my collection. Now, here's an interesting scenario, guys. And I don't know what I'm seeing here. I don't know if this is just a case of shill bidding. It certainly seems like it, though. I don't know the seller at all. In Ontario, Canada here. Don't know who this is, but this is a really cool item. It's a Sidney Crosby debut ticket, first point ticket, complete. PSA 7 in the holder. Really cool piece if you like tickets. Now, it sells on bids for $1,448, okay? And then I see, let's just go here. I see that it's relisted now for $8,700 or best offer. Sells on bids for $1,448, gets relisted for $8,700. We look at the $1,448 bids and look at this. There's one private bidder. Look at these bids, guys. Okay, 42 bids, 10 bidders. Private bidder wins it for $1,448. Bidder with feedback 1916 makes several bids here yet doesn't win. I don't know what's going on here, but private bid, red flag. Unpaid, red flag. I just don't know what happened here. So very interesting, but something to keep in mind. And I certainly would not be bidding any more than maybe 1448 on this card. All right, next up is this Cole Caulfield notable nameplate jersey piece. Sells for $181.50 USD. Cool card. And he's in my good books now that they took Johnny Gaudreau's number 13. We have an Alexander Ovechkin plaque booklet from the new Cup. Pretty cool. It's out of 25, sells for $710. These are booklets. I'm not a huge booklet guy, but it's still nice. He's holding the cup above his head. There's the autograph right there. Nice piece if you don't mind booklets in your collection. Sub-Zero Gold Sidney Crosby. I love these cards. This might have been my copy, or Porco's a buddy of mine. Porco Sports Cards, great guy. Sells for $161. I think I still have mine, but maybe I don't. And I sold it to him. I don't remember. But in any event, I was watching it to see what it would do. Patrick Waugh, second-year game jersey. These are tough, as you know. Listed for $400 USD. Sells for $300 USD, and I don't have this card. I'm working on this complete set. I'm missing 3 cards: the Waugh, the Koivu, and the Gretzky. And boy, I would have liked to have grabbed this for $300. Haven't seen one for a while, but I just missed the boat on it right there. Yeah, look at these PSA 10 Bedard Young Guns coming down, $792. Seem to have settled into that $800 range right now. So USD about $1067 Canadian seems to be where they're leveling off. Here's a really nice Brady Tkachuk limited logos with an autograph, great patch, numbered to 50. They're asking $250, but a best offer was accepted for $175. I got to tell you, that seems like a steal to me. Brady Tkachuk is one of the better players on the Ottawa Senators and has a good fan base as well. Here's a Patrick Kane, new limited logos, non-autoed. Was asking $500 Canadian, but was delisted, was unlisted by a shady Saloom. I don't know what happened there. Maybe he sold it privately or at a show or at a store. Great guy right there. I know that seller. Hoodies Collectibles had this Tage Thompson NHL collection patch auto at a 25 for sale. And I like the NHL collection after hearing Billy Celio talk about it on the Gong Show and the Center Ice Card Cast. I really like the NHL collection, and I really like Billy Celio, and I like those 2 podcasts. And $62 US, 83 Canadian on the Tage Thompson NHL collection. It's a great insert set in the Cup. Noise Boys Michael Jordan, PSA 8 to 7,100 USD MC Sports Cards. I covered this one live. I was watching it out of curiosity. I remember when 9s were doing $8,000. Now 8s are doing 7,100. It's a great card right there. I'd love to just want to see what it would end at. Same as this. I was curious, the Jay-Z PSA 10 X Factor. There is a 1-of-1 super, but this is the second rarest to that. Only 4 copies. PSA 10 with an auto sells for $3,051. And just kind of wondering if the whole Diddy saga has any effect on, some other artists like the Jay-Z. Don't know, but it seemed like a good deal for people who know these cards. Johnny Gaudreau renditions gold patch out of 5 sells for $116. I find myself watching more Gaudreau cards now than ever for obvious reasons. This is interesting. I thought this was a good price. Kyle Connor, NHL Shield from the Cup, listed at $950 by Froggers. They're out of Edmonton. New Cup with a best offer. And I actually thought that was a good price. As I just said, ends up selling for $669 Canadian. Works out to about $900 Canadian. So asking $950, get $900. I think that's I wouldn't have taken much less than that either if I was Froggers. Just wanted to see what these new endorsement or enshrinement autos would do. So there was here's a Ron Hextall does 107 Canadian, and a Mark Messier does 179. Beautiful design on the enshrinements this year, in my opinion. And here's one of the important Cup RPAs out of 99 from the new Cup, Wyatt Johnston, actually the 7th RPA out of 99 from this year. They've always been out of 6, but Upper Deck held back and brought him down from a 249 to a 99, kind of the last opportunity they had. His beautiful patch does $1,389 US or 1871 Canadian. From also this new year of the Cup, Sidney Crosby base patch parallel out of 8 does $455 US or 613 Canadian. That's a lot of money for one of these. I know I got over 420 of these cards. I got Crosby's from several of the years already. I've never paid close to this for a Crosby. I think the most I paid is 200 Canadian. But that's a great patch right there. Such a nice piece. And I'll just wait for another one, hopefully. Here's a rookie year limited logos. Trevor Zegras, non-autoed limited logo, does 175, while an autoed Shane Wright does 697 US, 940 Canadian. Big difference right there. And I don't know if this was autographed, it might have done a lot more. And then a couple of exquisite horizontal RPAs from the Cup to finish this off. The Kent Johnson, which I just thought this was a beautiful patch, does 641 Canadian, and the Wyatt Johnson does 1380 Canadian. Great patches. These are, to me, some of the nicest RPAs I've ever seen. I can't wait to see one in hand. Really nice stuff right over there. All right, guys, that's it for this week's episode of the eBay watch list review. Hope you enjoyed. And by the way, my watch list is jam-packed right now with tons of cards from the Cup and more. So we'll see how long next week's video takes, but this one is going to be a shorter one, hopefully. And that's about it, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll see you again soon.